The real differentiator between organizations that are successful and ones that aren't really comes down to talent. Right? I mean, ideas are a dime a dozen. Everyone has an idea. In fact, oftentimes the ideas of two different companies could be exactly the same. Think Google and Yahoo. Both were search engines. Like, what's the difference between Yahoo and Google? Like, in today's environment, well, it came down to, talent. It came down to leadership. It came down to execution. But really, the difference maker is the people that are part of that organization are what made it become what it is, right? So leaders set the tone for the culture, and that actually becomes an attractor of additional talent. And what's interesting is that traditional models, like traditional businesses, and the way that it's worked for almost since the beginning of time, is that businesses found talent by pushing, right? By identifying who they wanted. And that's completely changed. The way that candidates consume opportunity today has actually become like the power shifted. It used to be that you would want to be recruited by somebody else. Now what happens is you seek out an opportunity, and so in essence, businesses, a lot of them are still operating almost like a tugboat in a harbor where they're trying to move one ship at a time. They're trying to go and find that one entity, and unfortunately, like, it's limited in its scope. It's subject to a lot of human failure. It's mechanical failure. You've got issues with cost associated with it, right? To get a ship moved in a harbor with a tugboat is a lot different than if you're using a lighthouse. And where consumers, what's changing, particularly with millennials and the generation thereafter, and even with more savvy Gen Xers and so forth, is what they're doing now is they're seeking out opportunities that they want. And so businesses oftentimes fail because they're not putting out a strong enough message, a strong enough signal about who they are. Google has no challenge finding talent, right? Talent is banging down their door every single day. And the great organizations, the one that have the best culture and the best leadership, ultimately become attractors of talent. They become that lighthouse. There's an old saying that in business, like, not being able to recruit is going to guarantee your failure. Being able to recruit is not going to guarantee your success, because you still have to execute, you still have to have good leadership, but not being able to recruit is going to guarantee your failure. And what that means today for the business needs to become the lighthouse. They've got to stop trying to be that tugboat to move people to their organization. What it means is that they need to have a bigger presence. They need to create an environment that's aspirational. They need to reward people. They need to invest in people. And when they do that, that's the secret sauce to greatness. That's the difference between Google and Yahoo. That's the difference between one company or another. Boom.